Hello and welcome to the video. This is going to be a short one on packaging Python applications, and in particular a PyGame with for distribution for other people to use. So let's start with our problem statement. So I have a custom developed game. In this case, in this scenario, I've built out Pong as part of a custom environments RL series. Wanted to re-implement it and show how you can turn that into a gym environment. That's a future video. But I've built out my Pong game here, and we can just show that playing real quick. So I'm going to do main.py with Python, and my Pong game will fire up, and we can play that successfully. All right, simple enough. But what if you wanted to hand this to a friend to play? Well, they're probably not going to be Python friendly. A lot of people, don't want to go and install a Python installer and then, run Python main.py. That might throw people off a little bit. So one of the tools that you can use to package this up as an executable is called PyInstaller. And that is something you can pip install. So I've already got it, but I'm going to go ahead and pip install PyInstaller. And we can see that's already satisfied. And then in order to bundle this up as an executable, we're going to run PyInstaller --one file --add actually, we're not going to do data yet. We'll talk about that in a minute. --windowed, and then the main.py. And what this is going to do is it's going to roll through not just main.py, but all the files that it pulls in. And it helps if I type out PyInstaller instead of just PyInstall. And it'll sit there and crunch on it for a minute. This does take quite a while on slower computers. Don't be surprised if you're running on a laptop or something and it takes a minute. But our build is complete, and we can run. It's going to stick it in the dist, and it's going to call it main. So we no longer need Python. We can just run dist main, and we get our PyGame running. Now, there's a little bit of complexity here. You'll notice there's this message, music file not found, music arcadebeat.mp3. So out of the box, this is going to pull in all of the Python code that you want. And what it does is it basically takes your Python code, it bundles it with the Python install, and it wraps that all up in an exe. And it unpacks it in, I believe we can see on temp for Linux, and probably a temp directory on Windows. But it doesn't bundle up any assets that come with your game. So it doesn't bundle up music, it doesn't do image files out of the box. There are two things you need to add to get those. So you can use the add --add -data, and then on Linux, so everything I've got is in the music folder. All I've got is one MP3. So it's going to be music:music. In Windows, that is a semicolon, not a colon. And then your code doesn't magically know how to find it. There is a small edit that you need to make to the actual code. So if I come down and look at game.py, and we're just going to look for MP3. And you'll notice that my editor doesn't like this, but it is valid. So we're looking for this has attribute sys_mei pass. And then if it has this attribute, then we want to do an os path join sys_mei pass, music, and then the file. versus the standard music path, which is just music arcade beat MP3. And the only reason this is music is because I created a folder called music in my project. So pretty simple. You add, when you're running in bundled mode, you add this in, and then someone else could go and pull down this this file and run it. Now, if the person you're sharing it with happens to be running Windows, you do need to compile it for Windows, which is not something that works well on a Linux machine. I'm sure somebody has a way to hack that. But the easiest option is just to download your code to a Windows computer and then run the exact same process. And that is going to create an exe, in this case main.exe. You can rename it to whatever you want. And that's going to be something that you can then distribute and share with people. And finally, on the Linux side, if you wanted to see how to just make this something that you can call on the command line, you could grab your, let's see, we've got our dist folder where it put it. So I'm just going to copy dist to user local bin, and we'll call it mypong. Now, sudo. And now all I have to do is run mypong, and it's going to fire up a Pong game on my local. So again, just a cool little way to package up. I'm sure any Python app would probably work, but in particular, in this case, a PyGame application, and share it with others. And with that, I'll say until next time.